If I undergo MAID, medical aid in dying, can I donate my organs or maybe even my whole body for research? Wow, it's a really important and a very interesting question. And the short answer is yes, maybe. And it really depends. This is going to take a couple of videos to fully review the subject. And in this first one, I'll review the legality and some of the key issues. And the next video will review the actual practical steps in approaching body donation after medical aid in dying. Some countries and programs allow organ or whole body donation after MAID, while others do not. And whether you can donate after MAID really depends on your country and even the state within your country. So many factors need to be understood. The transplant or body donation program, of course, they have policies, and there's interest in the medical suitability for your organs and the logistics of gathering those organs. For example, where is the medical procedure, the MAID procedure, where will it occur? Okay, so let's back up. Right now in the US, we have 11 states where MAID is legal, and there are several more who are looking at this right now, so the conversation is really current. And this is what the landscape looks like today. Organ donation after MAID is an established practice in several countries. For example, Canada, Netherlands, Belgium, Spain. They have this growing clinical evidence and guidance about its use since it has been in use. And they even have some programs that coordinate MAID and donation. These programs have carefully developed ethical, legal, and logistical safeguards, which is really good. So now we can learn from them because in the United States, practices really vary widely. Some transplant centers or body donation programs, they can accept it on a case-by-case basis. Others do not at all. Anything associated with MAID, medical aid in dying, it's just off the table. Legal and institutional policies differ, and there's just no hard and fast rule. So let's try to be more specific about the key issues. There are local law and regulations, and you just have to know the law in the state where you live. And of course, that would now be one of the 11 states in the US allowing MAID. And for those of you who haven't remembered, MAID is what used to be called physician-assisted suicide or death with dignity. Transplant or organ procurement organizations must have policies and capacity to coordinate the MAID and the donation safely. And not every region or hospice hospital supports this. For example, I'm going to give you an example of one company that sets up people for whole body donation, MedCure. And this is how it generally works. The hospice program or the patient and the family, they apply to MedCure. And when the person dies, their body is taken, and whether the whole body or specific organs are harvested, they're taken for current ongoing research of some kind. Then the body is cremated, the remainder of the body, and the ashes are returned to the family. And generally this occurs, I believe, within 3 weeks, and there's no cost to the family. I did research MedCure policies and found that if a person is a registered organ donor, MedCure does mention that in certain cases, organ transplant donation may be prioritized if MAID has been chosen. But often this doesn't work because with organ donation, the organs, like say the heart or the kidney, it has to happen very quickly after death, so they're still viable and can be utilized. This is why MAID donations are special and possibly not available, because MAID raises these complexities in how quickly the organs can be retrieved, where the location of the death is, and whether the MAID provider allows for organ retrieval. So most people undertake MAID in their home, not in a hospital. So to repeat, many body donation programs like MedCure are not set up for the very fast timelines needed for organ donation after MAID. Any program that does accept MAID donors requires you to prepare far in advance, and you all have to require advance written consent. And if it's allowed, most organ donation pathways require the MAID to be performed in a hospital or a controlled setting so the organ retrieval can occur surgically and promptly. So you can imagine that really affects a patient's choices about the location of undertaking MAID. Most people want to end their death right where they are and then where they've been receiving their hospice care. That's where they're comfortable. They don't really want to have to transfer to another hospital or another setting. In the next video, we'll finish up to review the steps involved. I want to thank all of our readers and our video watchers for always sending in such great questions that stimulate us to learn more about end of life and then to bring those answers back to you. We're the Hospice Queens, Nancy and Brenda. Get our booklet. We're there to serve you.